This week on the Jock and Nerd podcast, we review the 2-episode premiere of Alien Earth on FX and the action comedy Nobody 2. All in this week's edition of the Jock and Nerd Weekly for Monday, August 18th, 2025.
You know who this is, and you know why you're here. You want all the latest comic book and superhero TV and movie news, and by God, you found it. Forget everything else out there. Forget all the Scientology bullshit. This is the real deal. This is the real deal. Worship at the feet of the holy trio of geekdom. The Jock and Nerd podcast. Play it.
Check. Check one. All right. This is for all you fans out there. Let's give it up.
Jock it, we nerd it. We funny, disturb it. We jock it, we nerd it. We spoiler alert. Oh yeah!
Hello, what's up, listener? Thank you for pressing play and welcome to the Jock and Nerd podcast, where we give you comic book and superhero TV and movie news, reviews, and whatever we choose. Jock and Nerd. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the nerd.
And that's it. No rugs this week.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
Again?
unfortunately.
Lame.
Ruggs was hanging out in the parking lot at Home Depot and got snatched by ice.
Oh, shit.
I'm calling some lawyers. It's all right. We'll get him out. He'll be back next week.
What? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't think he got snatched by ice. I think he looked into the ice cooler and fell into the cooler.
Oh,
of ice.
maybe that's what he meant.
Yeah.
He
I
was
don't think
like,
they
the
snatched
ice
him.
got me, and then he didn't further explain.
Yeah.
Okay, so
He just got his brain freeze right now.
he may be in that ice cooler in the alley behind the sandwich shop. Someone
Right.
should, that's all right. We'll thaw him out. He's felt. It's fine.
He was looking to cool off. It was hot in New York.
It was. It's been.
He stuck his face in the ice, and he doesn't really have legs. So
No.
Too much weight forward.
That's
He'll
what
just
he
tumble
meant.
forward, and then he can't get out.
Well, either way, ice got him.
Ice.
He got iced. We'll thaw him out. He'll be back next week. In the meantime, Anthony, we got aliens. We got old man dad action. Should be a fun time. Let's get started.
The Jock and Nerd podcast.
Just 2 reviews this episode, listener. We're going to start with Alien Earth. Just had a 2-episode premiere on FX Hulu. Here are your spoilers.
Strap yourselves in, you fucks. Spoiler time.
It's very exciting. The very first Alien TV show added to this long-running franchise of 9 movies, I believe.
Was it 9?
I think it's like 9. If you count the AVPs, I believe it's 9 movies. And this show, just to put the timeline out there, is set 2 years before the events of the original Alien movie. Came out in 1979. Still holds up. On the Rotten Tomatoes, this is holding a 96% tomato meter from the critics, 72% from the audience, and viewership data. So this show, it comes out on Tuesdays, which is why we're like a week behind. But there's enough viewership data, and they're saying currently Alien Earth is the #1 show on Hulu/Disney Plus in the U.S., Canada, Brazil, France, Germany, and about 70 other countries. And
Wow.
apparently the show is currently FX's most watched series. So it's a big debut. It's doing very well. Creative-wise, this show was created by Noah Hawley, who you may know from such TV shows as Legion, which was also on FX, which was like a low-key X-Men show, and the Fargo TV show. He has written all of the 8 episodes of this first season, directs a couple of them. He did direct the first episode, and executive produced by Ridley Scott. So you got OG Ridley Scott involved also. The cast, really the biggest star, like all these shows, you need one big star everybody knows, and then you fill it with like people nobody knows, which is what this cast is. But Timothy Olyphant is probably the biggest star here.
Yeah.
But you in the lead, you have Sydney Chandler playing Wendy, and Alex Lothar as Joe Hermit, who was in Black Mirror and Andor, I believe. And then Babu Sise as Morrow, a bunch of other people I don't really know, but we'll get to know them in this show. It is an 8-episode season 1. We got the first 2 episodes. Anthony,
That's me.
Let us know, since I'm pretty sure you just watched this right before the show, as per Jock behavior, right?
I did watch the second episode right before the show. I watched the first one last night.
Perfect. Give us a quick plot synopsis of what's going on in the show in the first 2 episodes so far.
So I believe this is 2 years before the original Alien.
Yes, it's year 2120, and I think Alien takes place in 2122.
And they start with a crawl or some text on the screen that says there's a race for different types of AI, robot, human hybrid type shit.
Cyborgs, synths, and hybrids.
There you go. And we start the show with, we see a Weyland-Yutani cargo ship holding alien specimens. And this alien ship somehow crashes into Earth. And it crashes into a part of Earth that is owned by a corporation. Is it called Prodigy?
Prodigy City.
There are 5 corporations now that are running Earth. Weyland-Yutani being one of them.
Yep.
Prodigy being another.
Yep.
And in this city, they are experimenting with taking children's consciousness and putting them into robot synthetic bodies.
Those are your hybrids.
Those are the hybrids.
This is a new thing in Aliens.
So this is a new thing.
Yeah.
And the spaceship crashes with alien cargo on the ship into a building. The alien cargo starts getting released and going out. Weyland-Yutani, obviously the one of the people on board, is tasked with trying to contain all this cargo because it's valuable. They have a rescue team going there from Prodigy that is looking to look at what's going on and rescue anyone. And Prodigy also gets a hold of this and figures out that they want to round up all this cargo for themselves. So they send all the synths, including the lead character,
the
Wendy,
hybrids.
Hybrids over to this ship to perform extraction, I would say.
Yeah.
And the lead character's name is Wendy. She is one of the first hybrids, and she is going to this ship. She is motivated to go to this ship where the aliens crash because one of the medics is her brother in real life, or her brother who she wants to go and reunite with
in her past life. Yeah.
It's a there's more to come. So I'm just trying to synopsis. Trying to recap the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, there's a lot of layers of things already happening.
Yeah.
So you just watched the second episode. We're big Alien fans. I know you're a big Alien guy. We thought this franchise was done, but they gave us Alien Romulus, which came out exactly a year ago. Isn't that crazy?
This is crazy.
That was a year ago.
This is crazy. This is crazy. This
is
crazy.
And it was pretty good. They had some issues, but now we get new Alien content. What did you think? Opening thoughts on Alien Earth here.
I was a little skeptical of this show, a TV show based on Alien. Didn't think it would be necessarily horrible, but I was just questioning putting this franchise on TV with the amount of production design you need to recreate what the alien look is. So after the first 2 episodes, I will say I am somewhat in the middle on it right now. I like certain parts of it. I like the added layers of the robots and the hybrids and what's going on there. Seeing the alien is always cool. Seeing those other creatures, which we can talk about, are somewhat cool. I would say I'm a little fatigued on Alien overall. I'm not as enthusiastic about the Alien franchise as I am the Predator franchise at this moment. So I think that might have swayed a little bit of my mood towards it. Also, everyone was saying this show was awesome, so I was going into it with pretty high expectations.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm in the middle. I'm curious to see where it goes. I am a little fatigued on the show, on the overall franchise. At times, I thought the production design and the CGI was really good, and at other times, I felt like it was very TV showy. So I'm a little in the middle on it, to be honest, right now.
All right.
You love it.
I instantly was digging this show. I do think it's pretty awesome. I mean, the production design, the attention to detail, it reminds me of so many things. Of course, the first Alien movie, a little bit of Aliens, a little bit of Alien Romulus, a little bit of Andor, wonderful world building. I love how it doesn't waste time. You get action. You get the Xeno right away in the first episode. They're not fucking around.
Right.
And I love the music. They give it kind of like the horror music cues. I already love the layers of plot with the corporations and the synths and Morrow, the cyborg. What's happening there? It's fucking violent. I love that. It's quite gory. And all the nods and Easter eggs to the first movie are great. It's almost a little bit even Blade Runner, which is another Ridley Scott movie, slipping in. But already, I'm in, dude. I was like, holy shit. Yeah, I mean, I think both of these properties, Predator, Alien, they're going through a renaissance a little bit. And it's very exciting. I'm rooting for both of them. But this has hints of being a prestige TV show. And I thought the production was really good. And the fucking, like you said, some of the VFX, the ship crashing are really cool. And I'm excited to meet all these people. I'm loving it. I love it.
What caused the ship to crash? Do we know yet?
See, I wasn't sure if Morrow, who similar to like Ash and the other characters, he is in charge of whatever it takes. Just get this fucking specimen. I don't know. He was in the mother control room.
Yeah.
I don't know if he intentionally crashed the ship or their navigation went out and he just kind of steered it.
Yeah, it was unclear. I don't get why storyline wise he would crash the ship.
Yeah.
Given that they have all that cargo.
Yeah.
One of the thoughts I had, I think I might have saw it online, is, they have aliens on the ship.
Yeah.
Maybe one of them escaped, and that's what caused all the chaos on board, which then eventually screwed up their navigation.
Because we don't actually see like when these things start escaping. So that, I would buy that as like something escaped or the thing is smart. It wanted to crash the ship just to get out and feed the xenomorph.
Well, I think what I liked about you did mention the nods. I did like how the ship looks.
Yeah.
The room where he talks to Mother, that looks straight out of Alien 1.
Yeah.
I liked that the first couple scenes are the crew, and feels just like Alien with this ragtag crew. But it's a little bit of a misnomer or a misdirection because that whole crew just dies. I
know. This is the Maginot, and it's coming back from a 65-year mission in collecting all these specimens, and it opened the cryo chambers, they even look like they're from the 70s, like they do it on purpose. There's that one creepy dude staring at the girl. I don't know what the hell that was,
Ting?
but yeah, Ting. And I was like, oh, is this going to be a bad guy? But you're right. They all get fucking killed. And Morrow, the cyborg security officer, is the only one who survives. But yeah, so they have cyborgs. And
he's not like Ash, is he?
No, he is a cyborg. Ash was a synth, and now there's these new hybrids. So I do like that Noah Hawley is adding new things. And I feel like moving forward, like he might not care about canon, clearly, because we never knew there was a Xeno on Earth, but he's doing his take on it, and you could just enjoy it for what it is, I think. I love that, if you notice, there's like these quick flash cuts of monsters, and the title card is just like Alien, so I love all that. It made it feel a lot like the first movie. And then the fact that 5 companies control the Earth is also fascinating. This corporate world, corporate military.
Yeah. No, it is interesting putting us in the world and going, okay, this is how this world is. So even though it's Earth, it's not like the Earth we have now.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Except people watch shit from like 100 years ago for some reason. Like Ice Age 4 and baseball games, which was kind of strange.
Yeah. What did you think of some of the other aliens?
So that eyeball alien was fucking creepy and perfectly horror design. The eyeball squid alien coming out of the cat was wild. And then the other one, there was just like this thing that was hanging in the middle.
Then there's plant thing.
Then there's the bug things that get those two dudes and get engorged.
Yeah, they're like leeches that swallow a shit ton of blood.
Yeah,
I felt like all the aliens were cool in concept. My only issue with them was I could tell they were CGI.
Well, the bugs looked kind of the worst CGI. Yeah. The eye thing, it looked all right. It was fucking creepy, and then when its eyes multiplied and they trapped it was kind of fun.
Well, yeah, apparently I read up it goes into human or all sorts of hosts and takes over their brain.
Oh shit!
Parasite. So that's why it was in that cat.
Oh yes, and then it embeds in your eye and then fucking pops out.
Right.
That thing was great. Let's talk about these the what's happening on Earth at Prodigy on this research facility. You have this dude, boy,
This research fertility.
this fertility, this retard fertility.
Oh, okay.
Research fertility. Boy Cavalier.
He is?
Very weird name.
Holds iPads with his feet when he talks to people.
Yes, he's the youngest trillionaire, and he's such a dick. He has such a god complex. But what he's doing, learning about these synths and of course, there's many Peter Pan references and like sprinkled in this, very overt ones, of course, with the name, and he's fucking showing him Peter Pan. But the idea that these synths they're fast and strong, and they're just fucking children, and then they're sent right away into like a very dangerous fucking alien movie is kind of wild. Like some of that was goofy the way they were acting. But I like that dynamic. Wendy is a very interesting character because he has said like she's special. And that whole conversation he has in the second episode with that lady where he's like, I just want someone I can have an interesting conversation with.
Right.
I made her special so I could talk to someone who's smarter than me. He thinks everyone is a fucking beneath him. I was like, this kid is such a dick. Reminds me a little bit like a Zuckerberg or a Elon Musk type. Or Steve Jobs type. But what'd you think of that whole storyline with the kids and the hybrids and her learning about her powers and shit?
I mean, I think it's an interesting addition to the alien universe, right? With now you have these synths. Are they synths? No,
they're hybrids.
Hybrids. Sorry, I get them all confused.
Yeah.
The hybrids.
Yeah.
You have these robot bodies with human consciousness, but it's not just human consciousness; it's kid human consciousness. So that adds an additional layer, and we don't really even know the potential of these. We've seen a little bit of what Wendy can do.
She's hacking into computers and shit. I was like, oh, she can hack into
jumping off of the top of buildings and stuff. So we've seen some stuff, but I am curious to see how these creature or these hybrids interact once they deal with the alien. I found it interesting though that when the alien's been killing everyone, he or she leaves Morrow alone.
Yeah, he looked at him right in the face. Is it because he's a cyborg and he's not human, or he's been modified? Or usually when that happens in the alien movies, what does that mean?
They're holding an alien.
There's something inside you that's very important.
Right.
But we get hints of like a dissected facehugger and facehuggers in the tank. And all these other crazy aliens are crazy. That whole sequence of the plane, first of all, the ship crashing, I thought that was fantastic. It looked great, like flying overhead. Joe is up there, and the whole sequence crashing into the building. I was like, holy shit, all these people just died. What the fuck is going on? And then meeting Joe and learning that this is her brother, it was also kind of interesting because he lives in pretty much abject poverty. He's got to share his room with people. Like, other people have all this advanced tech, but there's workers who are just living in poverty.
Well, they're living in New Siam, which is just Thailand.
Yeah. And he was going to quit the day earlier, and they didn't let him. And he gets sucked into going into investigate. And this fucking alien chases him so many times. I was like, why are they coming after Joe?
Why isn't it just instantly killing him?
And it's not. And to your point, the end of the second episode ends with the Xeno snatching Joe and running off.
Yeah.
And after Wendy finds him. But all of that is quite lovely. The part where she's been watching him, the Ice Age reference reminds her of him. And then how she convinces him and he asks her a bunch of questions. And then he's finally like, oh shit, you are my sister. This is kind of crazy. And then at that moment he gets snatched. But what do you think of the violence and the gore in that whole building sequence? It's a little bit Aliens, right? You get a little bit of the Aliens vibe.
It's a little Aliens. It's a little over the top. I mean, it's very violent.
Yes.
Especially the guy getting a hole punched in his face and then being tossed around. It was almost so violent that I was immediately desensitized to it. So it didn't really bug me at all. If anything, I was just like, oh. Like there's some scenes where the alien's just ripping apart 5 or 6 people
in like 30 seconds. Yeah. Like just in the blink of an eye, and there's fucking body parts. I love that the bourgeoisie crew in the building dressed like Amadeus or something, doing some eyes wide shut shit. I don't know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, they get fucked up.
And they're like, we're not leaving. Boy Cavalier would have called us. They go back to their fucking freak party, and then they just get eaten, which I think is it's a commentary on fucking outsiders, foreigners eating the rich. I don't know.
I didn't read much into it. I thought it was just a scene where they all die.
I mean, I think there's a lot of commentary. Like, he mentions AI and how he created these hybrids to be better than AI and class difference and corporations. And I feel like there's going to be a lot of that shit in here.
I think we have 6 some more episodes.
Yeah.
I think a lot of this will play out where you start to see while the aliens are evil and shit, it's these humans that are really the source of even more diabolical evil. So I think we'll start to see that play out. I am very curious to see how they wrap this up so that it ties into Alien and we're not, we don't have aliens just roaming Earth. I don't think that's possible to do. I don't think it's possible to leave it where it is. I'm curious to see how they tie up all the loose ends that are these creatures that are out and about in the ship.
The Nostromo would already be out there somewhere, right?
Oh yeah,
I think they're probably still in cryostasis.
They probably. I mean, early speculation I would have is that they thought they had the perfect species, but by the end of this show, they don't. So they send that distress call to the Nostromo to get more aliens.
Yeah.
So maybe they originally with this ship did get the aliens, and then because of all what's happened in this series then they immediately are like, well, what's the closest thing to the planet? Let's send it. Let's have the Nostromo go over there.
That's why they get waken up. Yeah. As an emergency. I like. What'd you think of Tim Oliphant as he is a synth?
So he's a synth. Yes. I didn't know what he was.
Yeah, no, he is a synth because he's able to he hacks into the computer. So I think he is like a synth like Bishop or Ash.
Gotcha.
He's one of those.
I mean, Timmy the Oliphant. Every time I see him on screen, he's appropriately creepy.
Yeah,
with the blonde. Like he looks kind of like Sting.
Yeah. Oh, he does. Or like David Bowie.
I always enjoy David Bowie. Excuse me.
Yeah.
But I always enjoy Timothy Oliphant and stuff.
Yeah, he's good in everything, and I loved him in Deadwood, and he's just adds some weight to a TV show.
The only thing though is he does scream to me when I see him now. At this point, he screams to me TV show. That's the only thing is I felt more like this. This felt very TV showy, like the way it's produced, and it's like the last scene before she jumps out to try to get her brother.
Right.
I mean, it's just very bad composited CGI. So I don't know. There's some of it, and the aliens at times look very CGI-y. So my number one complaint coming into the show was I didn't know if I liked the fact that they were doing an alien TV show, and they're doing an alien TV show, and it does playing out as an alien TV show. So
I mean, unfortunately, I don't think they have quite a budget like Andor, which he spent hundreds of millions of dollars, right? They're for FX, it's going to be less, but
I think it's $250 for the entire show.
Oh, that's okay.
I saw that.
That's not bad. That's not bad. That's a good chunk of change to spend on this, and you see it in places. I think the Xeno looks great. I love how they do the thing where it's hiding in the background the whole time, and sometimes you're like, it's right there, and sometimes you don't see it until it moves. I love that shit. All these callbacks, like when they find the eggs, you get the blue mist over the eggs, just like in the movies. Like he's done a good job tying everything together.
So this budget is reportedly from the FX Entertainment president Gina Bally, and the scale of production for Alien Earth is much bigger than that of 2024's FX series Shogun.
Oh,
and Shogun had a $250 million budget.
And Shogun looked amazing.
Well, there was one scene, you mentioned the alien. I do have to somewhat criticize it.
Yeah.
I get what they were doing. When they first show the alien, when that ship is crashing and that lady's trying to get in, first off, that lady is like not acting very well. She's not like desperate at all. She's just like, oh, please let me in.
Yes. And
just
then
let me in.
He seals the door.
And then you see the alien and it kills her.
Yeah.
And then you see like the head and it looks like a penis.
Yes.
But the alien, it's the back of the alien's head. So it's like the alien is like walking backwards for the shot.
It was sticking the back of its head through the window? That is weird.
No, I'm just saying like...
Oh, it reversed. Yes.
No, yeah, but I'm just saying that you see the penis and it's the back of the alien's head.
Yeah.
And you see the penis move through the window or the alien's head.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I understand, the alien phallic.
Yeah.
But that would mean that alien was walking backwards.
Yeah.
Like what? I've never seen the alien walk backwards.
Yeah, that was
it's an odd way to structure that shot of the
They just
penis
wanted to stick a penis through the window.
Right.
But just put the front of his head in there. Or we do get the mouth inside fucking shooting out. That's always great. You always want to see that.
Oh yeah, the inner mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Morrow's got this crazy thing where it's like Spider-Man's webbing. He webbed him up. And then at the elevator, those people show up, and he's like,
He's also got like an Inspector Gadget arm.
Oh, yeah. It can be.
His arm can just turn into all sorts of
whatever.
shit.
Yeah, he's cyborg. And the thing gets away again, but he fucking had him. And he doesn't really care. Like, I love when he ties up those two at the thing, and the guy's like, brother, you can't leave us like this. And he just looks at him and goes, I'm not your brother. Just walks up. This motherfucker don't care. He fucking zaps Joe when he thinks he's getting saved, and just to get the alien. So I like this Morrow character already. He's the only one working for Weyland-Yutani, right? In this, trying to protect their property. And I like the corporate shit where he's like, no, this is mine now. Like, you actually meet Yutani. That's fun. But boy is like, landed in my city is fucking mine. Good luck. Try to come over. I will consider this an act of war.
Yeah.
So
we'll see. I mean, we'll see how it plays out with the freaking agencies or corporations fighting each other. I mean, we somewhat know, although we don't know for sure. We all can guess that Weyland-Yutani wins.
Right.
Because all we see in the rest of the films are Weyland-Yutani and their synths.
Right.
But, and we don't know that for sure. So I am curious to see how that all plays out and what that looks like.
Do you think Wendy will be like the Ripley of this story?
I mean, they always like to cast a female lead.
Yeah.
She is a little different because she's not a human per se. But they are touching a lot upon, so I do think, yes, she's going to be the lead, or she is the lead.
Yeah.
They are trying to also touch upon, like, what does it mean to be human? Because there's a whole debate on, these characters are consciousness in a robot body, but if we don't mimic what humans go through, then do they lose their humanity? So they're talking a lot about, like, the programming around these things. So there's some, like, big high concept ideas about what is being human and all that in there.
That reminds me a little bit of, like, Prometheus and Covenant, or the.
I don't think they're. I read that they're not really leaning into the Prometheus stuff.
Yeah, they're probably just gonna ignore that. But
they're leaning more into the 79 alien.
Yeah, and the hallways look just like it. Like, it feels like it. So I love that. I love the music they use at the end of the two episodes. They played a Tool song. I love Tool, and Black Sabbath also recently. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. Interesting adding rock music to the soundtrack, but I thought it worked. When I heard Tool, I was like, oh shit, that's a fucking Tool song. This is great. It kind of fits.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. You can also hear the hints of the old Alien score throughout. They remix some of it, but yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I don't hate it. I don't love it as much as you do, though. But I don't necessarily hate it. I'm just kind of watching it right now and feeling my way through it.
I'm very intrigued as to where all this is going to go. But I think it's a good start. The Peter Pan references are also interesting. Again, about, are you actually growing up?
What is the old? I haven't seen Peter Pan in a long time. What is the old Peter Pan story?
It's like he didn't want to grow up, and so he lives in Neverland and doesn't grow up. So he's like always a kid. But he has these adventures.
How does Tinkerbell fit in?
Tinkerbell is his assistant. I just heard, though, that there's a dark theory on the internet that Peter Pan is actually the villain of this story, and he's killing these kids and stealing their souls and putting them in his army. Because he comes to the kids, he's like, kids, do you want to stay young forever and never grow old? Come with me to Neverland. And then they got to fight Captain Hook.
Is that why Michael Jackson called his ranch Neverland?
He called it Neverland. The group, they call them the Lost Boys, which is what she calls her group there. And then, of course, they're literally showing Peter Pan to the kids, which it's a Disney property, Disney show. Yeah. I was like, oh, look at that. They can get away with actually showing fucking Peter Pan if they want.
I did find the Lost Boys amusing because of how they're still kids in their
I was like,
alien bodies, or in their synth bodies, hybrid bodies. I keep getting confused.
It's like she just volunteered all these kids to go fucking into a dangerous environment.
Right.
With Kirsch, but she's got to find her brother.
Well, she found him until the alien decided to knock him off a building.
Yeah. But I found this fun, interesting fact with a lot of people doing alien rankings and drafts and digging into the lore. This I got in a newsletter I subscribed to. It says it's about the second movie, James Cameron's movie. Back in the 80s, James Cameron apparently walked into a studio meeting for the Alien sequel, wrote Alien on a piece of paper, and then added an S, and then drew 2 lines to make it say Aliens $, and the executives said yes on the spot. Cameron has since confirmed this actually happened, and he took a movie that cost him $18.5 million and made $180 million.
Did it cost $18 million to make Alien?
I think yes.
You think yes?
Which
All right.
is which is kind of crazy, but maybe more action. I just appreciate it. They didn't waste time.
No, they do jump. They just throw you right into it.
They throw you right in. There's violence. There's characters. There's layers.
There's characters.
There's characters. There's new things, new concepts. There's high concepts, and then there's still action and gore. So, 8 episodes. We will check back and do a full review once the season is over.
Okay.
But I'm digging it so far.
You're in so far.
I'm in.
All right.
We need new alien shit. We need somebody to fucking make some good alien shit and take it in a new direction. And Noah Hawley seems to be doing that.
I mean, he is a good showrunner, so.
Yeah, he's got some good shows and a good perspective and good take on these things. So we will continue the journey. Listener, let us know what you think of the show. You digging it? You can join this conversation by joining our Facebook group. It's called Jock and Nerd Nation. Jock and Nerd. Closed group just for you. Get in there. Let us know what you think. And then we will get back to you. No? What? I don't know.
Will we?
No. We'll share it on the show. I have some comments from this episode at the end of the show. But for right now, Anthony, we're going to take a break.
Oh, you're going to play some promos?
We're going to play some promos.
Okay, good.
Come back. Talk about Bob Odenkirk being a badass in Nobody 2 right after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
I'm Imran.
And I'm Sophia.
I'm the brother.
And I'm the sister. And we are watching a show about cousins.
We're your hosts for Dance of Joy, a Perfect Strangers rewatch podcast.
We grew up watching the 80s hit sitcom, and now we'd like you to join us every week as we rediscover our love for our favorite TV cousins, Balky and Larry.
You can find our show at danceofjoypod.com and on all major podcast platforms. Now we are so happy, Sophia. We do the Dance of Joy.
Imran, this is a podcast. They can't see us.
Oh, po.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men?
Turn your dial to find the frequency of the past.
Captain Midnight.
Where the classic stories of mysteries, sci-fi, thrillers, and suspense are found waiting to be heard once again.
Another case for Nick Carter, Master Detective.
You'll find a variety of those stories here, in their original form, where each episode takes you to another place or time.
The Man of Bronze, Doc Savage.
But only when you find the mystery frequency. Available everywhere.
The Shadow knows.
Jock and Nerd.
Listener, if you enjoy the show and you stream us, download us every week, this is a great time to join our Patreon fan club. Just visit jockandnerd.com/Patreon or click the link in the episode description. Jock and Nerd. And you can give back on a monthly or annual basis. And for as little as $3 a month, you will get access to a bonus podcast feed, an exclusive feed where the shows come out early. There's instant reactions to movies we watch, bonus movies reviews. It is movies reviews because Anthony, you put up what I think three.
I don't remember.
You did 2, I think, since the last episode.
Okay.
So it's a great place to catch up on what Anthony is watching at the Alamo. But you can also join us for our monthly Discord hangouts. Now, this is important because the next one is this week, everyone.
Oh, shit.
August 21st, this Thursday. Anthony, what are you doing?
I'm out. I'm traveling.
You son of a bitch.
Not funny.
I will be in Austin, Texas.
Oh, Austin. That's got a fun scene going out there.
Yeah, I'll be out there for work. But any of the fans down in Austin, hit me up.
Yeah. We'll thaw Ruggs out. He'll be there, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, good.
Once he's
Glad
thawed
you
out.
can thaw him out in time.
Just put a blanket on him. It's fine. Lots of fun. We have these Discord hangouts, and there's other fun benefits and levels to pick from on our Patreon page. Get over there, check it out. Sign up today. All right, let's get to this week's movie review. We are going to be discussing Nobody 2. Here's your spoiler alerts.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Prepare to be spoiled! This, of course, is the sequel to Nobody that came out 2021. On Rotten Tomatoes, Nobody 2 is currently holding a 77% critic tomato meter, 88% audience score. The first one is 84 tomato meter, 94 audience score. For what's that worth? The budget of this movie, $25 million, which I believe is like $10 million more than the first one. And kind of struggles this week at the opening. It opens at number 3. Makes $9.25 million domestically opening weekend. You can add another about $5 million international for a worldwide total of 14.2 million. The first Nobody, which did kind of open in the pandemic times when people were coming back to theaters, opened at 6.8 million. Very similar. But that one finishes domestically 68 million. Which isn't
domestically?
Or I think total, sorry.
Okay.
Which isn't a bad return. So
well, this one only had a budget of 25, so hopefully it can still make some money.
If it can do something like that, I think they're going to think, and it's probably going to be on streaming in like 3 weeks, PVOD, right, first. So I think they'll be all right because it's a low spend. The problem was Weapons is still fucking killing.
Right.
Second weekend, opens at number 1 again, only suffers a 43% drop.
Oh, shit.
It made another $25 million domestically this weekend. It is sitting at $89 million domestic, $148 million worldwide after only 2 weekends off a $38 million budget. This is a
it's doing very well.
It's a fucking huge hit for horror, R-rated Warner Brothers. Great movie. We reviewed it last week. Go back and listen. This one directed by, I'm not going to be able to say this.
Well, this was third, too, just so you know, or just for the audience. It was third behind Freakier Friday.
Freakier Friday opened a little bit higher. Yeah, so it only...
Not open. This is Freakier Friday is in its second weekend.
And it's right. Oh, that's right. It was number 2. So this couldn't even crack number 2. Opens at number 3. This one directed by Timo Janto? Timo Janto? The first one was directed by, was that Ilya Naishuller? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's done Heads of State, and he might be doing, and I think he's doing the Roadhouse sequel. Timo, of course, you might know from Night Comes From Us.
And he had Indonesian action films.
Indonesian action. He had a new movie come out last year on Netflix, Shadow something, that Jose Ibarra said was good. I did not get to see it, but I would check it out. And it's from a screenplay by Derek Kolstad and Aaron Rabin. Derek Kolstad wrote the first Nobody. This one returning Bob Odenkirk. 62-year-old Bob Odenkirk as Hutch Mansell. Connie Nielsen returning as Becca Mansell, the wife. Christopher Lloyd back as the dad, David Mansell. And the RZA as his brother, Harry. Adding
RZA? That's not his brother.
The RZA is his brother, bro.
No, I'm talking about, I was making a SZA joke, but you're too old. RZA. That's a female. That's an actress. That's an artist.
RZA is like a male SZA.
Yeah.
They're not related? They should be related.
They should be, yeah.
They've not done a track. I bet RZA's done a track with SZA, and it just says RZA SZA, and you're like, how am I supposed to pronounce any of this? New to the cast, Sharon Stone. It's the bad guy, bad girl. Lendina. Bad girl. And Colin Hanks. Tom Hanks' offspring. Sheriff
Is he the cop?
Yes, he's the sheriff. Yeah. Colin Hanks is great.
Yeah,
Tom Hanks has another son, Chet, who is a fucking douchebag and thinks he's a white rapper. Colin's great.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry about Chet. You also have John Ortiz playing Wyatt Martin, who runs the town. And then the kids and this guy called the Barber, played by Colin Salmon. Nobody else. I don't know. There's nobody else you need to know in here. There's your main cast. R-rated movie. Great runtime. 90 minutes. Hour and a half. Anthony, what happens in Nobody 2?
Well, coming off of Nobody Part 1, Bob Odenkirk playing Hutch is paying back the debts because of all the damage he caused by burning all the Russian money in the first Nobody. And because he's doing all these missions, it is pushing him away from his family, specifically his wife. So he decides, let's take a vacation. So they take a vacation with the family and his old man to the old water park they used to go to as kids. But when they get to this water park, trouble awaits, as this water park in this town is run by pretty corrupt, shady people that are using this town as a laundering place for all the dirty shit they're doing. And Bob, well, Mr. Hutch can't turn his eye to bad things happening, so he finds a way to get involved.
And violence and shootouts and stabbings occur.
Yep.
How was your theater experience? Where'd you see this, Alamo?
I saw this at the Alamo. I saw this on a Friday night, 7 o'clock showing.
Yeah.
I would say the theater was about 50-60% full.
Okay.
So, not a huge crowd, but good enough. In a theater that only holds probably about 50 people. So,
all right. Yeah.
That's what it's worth. The pre-show was good, though. They were showing old Indonesian action film trailers. They were showing Iko Uwais trailers. They were showing National Lampoon Vacation trailers. They were showing some Bob Odenkirk stuff. So it was fun. What about you? What was your theater?
I saw
no one in there. Where'd you go see it?
I saw it Thursday at the AMC in the nice laser with the recliner seats.
Which AMC?
Village Crossing and Skokie.
Okay.
There's maybe, 10, 12 people there. Not a lot of people. It was 9 p.m. showing. I was like, not a lot of people are coming to watch this.
Well, we're coming off a string of movies. So there's not a lot of this. This is very much a genre film in the middle of August.
It's kind of the end of the summer movie season, and even for us, what a run of 4 new movies last 4 weeks.
Right,
it's been kind of fun. But that's interesting. They showed National Lampoons and those things because the movie is kind of like a National Lampoons meets a fucking violent action movie kind of thing. So when it was over, did you rewatch the first one?
No, I haven't seen. I really enjoyed the first one, but I did not rewatch it in anticipation for this. So there were some things I forgot, like the Russian plot line and all that shit.
The Obshek. He burns the Obshek. I rewatched the first one. I was like, let me fucking remember what the fuck happened. So that was fun going in this one. All right. Movie ends. How did you feel? Opening thoughts. What do you think?
I had a great time. I had Bob Odenkirk. Give me some Bob Odenkirk. Give me some action. Give me this dude that's old and looks like a straight nobody.
Yeah.
The pun is intentional there.
Okay.
And have him doing, getting involved with shit that is bigger than him and kicking people's ass and doing it in creative ways. And then there being a tinge of not so seriousness to this. I had a great time throughout. I mean, I do have some criticisms of it.
Yeah.
I think it loses the plot towards the end and gets a little too crazy. But overall, I mean, similar to the first one, I don't know if it's as good as the first one, but I had a good time with this, and I like the location, and I just like seeing Bobby O kick some ass.
Dude, Bob Odenkirk's physicality. I know he's funny. This is a funny fucker. I've been following his career since the late 90s when he was on Mr. Show with David Cross on HBO. It's a brilliant sketch comedy show, and I think he wrote on The Simpsons for a while, and then I knew he was funny. The physicality he has shown in these movies is super impressive. I also had a great time. I think they know what they are. The movie knows what it is. It's up there. It's with your Working Man's and Equalizers and dead action movies. It's breezy. It's easy to watch.
It's lighthearted John Wick.
It's a John Wick light. It's fun. It's funny. It's fucking gory. The action scenes are quite often fun. It's a little more over the top and goofy than the first one. I'll give it that.
I think this one leans more into the comedy with the action than the first one.
And Odenkirk, there's some funny moments. He's got some funny lines. But I love this character of Hutch Mansell. He's become very endearing. The more you learn about him, the more he just can't help himself.
Yeah, I love that too.
I love
that he's in these missions, but then even when he's on vacation, if he sees something, what sets him off first is the dude hitting his daughter.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
That of course you're going to do. But then the scene where he sees the kid in the car and he's just like, fuck, I can't turn away from this. I got to go and help him.
That is also a great scene because he drives away. He could have just left and everything was fine. And then the car just backs up back into the shot. I was like, nope, Hutch can't help himself. It's fucking great. My only criticism is, the goofiness. We'll talk about Sharon Stone as the villain. It was a little maybe too familiar, too similar to the first one.
They follow the formula, I mean, almost to a T again.
Which there's things I like about that. Like I like the opening and closing when he's in the interrogation and it starts just like the first one, except there's a different animal and a different thing. And you notice he's got...
What was the animal in the first one?
It was a cat. He saved the cat at the very end and he had cat food and a can opener that he just feeds the cat. In this one, you notice he's missing a finger. He's cauterizing a wound. There's a dog next to him. And they're like, who the...
wolf dog.
It's a wolf dog with red eyes. They're like, who the fuck are you guys? And then it even goes into like the days of monotony, Monday, Tuesday, except now he's back at work. He is not working at that factory that he exploded. I love in the first movie, he blew up his whole house. He bought that business from his buddy and then just fucking blew it up. He burned everything down. But the things maybe they didn't have to do was he burned money in the first one. He's burning money again. I was like, really? You fucking do that again? He booby traps the factory in the first one. And booby traps this whole amusement park in the second one. I love watching the booby trap, but I was like, man, this is a lot like the first movie. You couldn't think of anything else to do instead of fucking doing the same shit in the second movie. Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of stuff that they copy, but I really did enjoy the action scenes. I like the scene where he's kicking all the cops' ass on the boat.
Oh, the boat scene is great. Yeah.
It reminded me of the small town, like corrupt police thing reminded me a lot of movies we've seen in the 80s, like your Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Or even if you're getting a little more serious, your Rambo.
Yeah, First Blood.
Yeah, First Blood. But it's done with that. This one's done with a more of a goofy twist. So, he's kicking all these guys' asses on the boat. No one notices because there's only a few people on the boat and they're all wearing headphones.
It's so hilarious and ridiculous. Like they have no idea this massive fight. But again, this is similar to the first movie on the bus. He gets knocked out of that bus, goes back on and fucks him up. He gets thrown off of this boat, climbs back on.
With his finger cut off, right?
With his finger, yes. This is where the finger gets clipped and he climbs back on and fucks him up. But I did enjoy the lines when he's fighting. He's like, use your words. And then he throws the pole. He goes, now no one gets the pole. And then at one point he goes, think of the children. And the guy's like, what? Just to distract him. But then some of the moves where he hits him with the anchor and he's you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. He didn't have that great moment in the first one. The first one where he just takes his pistol, drops all the bullets, throws it down and just goes, I'm going to fuck you up. So
it doesn't have as much of as that big of a badass moment. I will say with this director, I thought it would actually be more gory because if you've seen The Night Comes for Us,
yes,
those are like horror level gore. There is some blood and violence, but it's not. This one's much more. It's even when there's blood and shit, it makes you go ooh, but it's more like a comedy than it is like gonna gross you out of like how violent it is.
I mean, there's some body parts, and then there's that move Harry does at the end with the sword where he slices through the gun and the guy's head.
Oh yeah.
And then it just slides off.
Yeah.
But I mean, I love on the boat where he's like, I'm on fucking vacation while he's just pounding this guy. It's fucking great. So yeah, there's body parts in the explosion. I'll tell you what, I started watching The Night Comes for Us. I never finished it. I got halfway through. It is exhausting.
Oh yeah, it's really violent.
The amount of violence, and
the amount of people that get killed.
Yes, and it's like the whole movie, all the time. There's so much.
They're killing so many people.
And then just brutal ways. Like I couldn't even go back and finish. I was like, fuck, I need to take a break. This is a lot. So maybe he pulled back a little and you see it here and there.
I don't know if that would have fit in this movie.
Yeah.
The first movie did have the scene where he drills a hole or puts a hole in the guy's neck to help him breathe, which was gross,
in the bus, yeah.
But there's nothing like crazy violent in this. I mean, the story is pretty simple, right?
Yeah.
It's like your typical Western with a family where guy's in the wrong town and can't, and comes across dirty, shady shit and everything's corrupt. I think my one criticism or my two criticisms are once it goes beyond the town and it's just like it's connected to Ladina or whatever her name is, played by Sharon Stone, and she's using this town and is really part of a bigger thing.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have preferred it would just stayed in the town. I didn't know that. I didn't feel like it needed to be connected to this bigger outside city crime syndicate. My other criticism is Sharon Stone is like in a different movie.
What is she doing even? I was like, oh, wow.
Even though this movie's goofy, she is, I think I said this on my Patreon review, but she's playing her Catwoman villain in this movie.
That's what it reminded me of. I was like, I've seen her do this exact same performance in something else, and I can't remember what. She is one note, 100% psychopath. Like almost like the Joker or something.
Yeah, but it's like it's not even like as subtle as the Joker has. Like is crazy, but also has these layers to him.
Yeah,
She's just
no layers,
just goofy, crazy. I mean, that scene where she's dancing, to the Euro music or whatever's going on there is I don't know I don't even know what they're going for.
Like, they're about to leave to like go get him, and she's just dancing in the club.
Is it because she's so bloodthirsty, or
she's excited to go get this fucking guy? I don't know. She's probably like, what should I do? I'm just gonna dance.
Yeah,
I don't know. And like the intro of her in her little casino where she catches that guy cheating is pretty violent. She stabs him in the eye.
Yeah.
And then kills everybody there. I was like, that's like a Joker. It reminded me of like just an unhinged one note Joker type.
Right. That's what they're going for. I don't think it really completely works.
No, because I mean, you don't really care for her, but you need a villain, right? So,
I would have thought they were going to stick with either the dude,
the sheriff,
the sheriff, or the guy that was running the town.
Well,
I thought that would have been enough, but they kept trying to like one up it. Where like, no, there's someone even more evil, and it's her. And I don't know. I mean, I like Sharon Stone, but she's just way over the top.
It was a wild performance. Yeah, and they just killed the sheriff at the end, and I thought that was it. I was like, what? Oh, he's not the main bad guy. Like he can't get him to. And then she just shoots him, and she's like, get them. Let's go action scene wise. What we thought of the action scene. The first one in the beginning is when he goes to visit the barber, and he kind of tells it in a flashback of him. So it should have been a simple snatch and grab on the elevator of this drive. And you get an elevator fight against like the Japanese Yakuza, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, oh, but that wasn't the only one. And then he sees them fighting Corsicans with MP7. He goes, with Uzis. Oh, wait, they had MP7s. I love when he notices the guns. And he has to correct it. And then there's Brazilians with machetes. And it cuts back and the guy's like, oh, my. And Hutch is like, oh, yes, oh, my. That moment where when the Brazilians show up, he takes his belt off right away, rips an electrical pipe off the wall, and straps it to his arm. That's fucking badass. I love that shit.
Oh, yeah. No, it was great.
And yeah, that fight scene is pretty good. And you see, he wants a break. He wants to go on vacation. But I love the line where the guy goes, this job is in your nature. Wherever you go, there you are.
Right.
Which is one of the themes of the movie.
Yeah, trouble always finds him wherever he's at.
And then the reason they go to this town, which I also thought was interesting, to get some background, is it's the one vacation their dad took them on. And we know they did not have a traditional childhood, clearly, because they're all into weapons and guns and explosives. They're all trained to fight. So Plummerville is a bootlegger route. And they probably just could have kept it in the town.
Yeah, they could have kept it in the town, but it's like they go into this history where the dude in the commercial of the old Plummerville ad
Billy
was
Martin,
the dad of the one of the guys in this movie who's now being basically what do you call that? What do you call where he's being controlled? Losing the word is on the tip of my tongue.
Not blackmail.
Blackmail.
Oh, blackmail.
He's being blackmailed by the Sharon Stone's character to basically launder the money.
He wants out, and he owes debts that his father had. Blah blah blah. They just got to add some way to connect it, and she's like, "Oh, you're not done yet." Then we get to the arcade scene.
Oh, that's one of the best.
Where when that guy smacked his daughter's head, I was like, "Oh, you just fucked up, buddy.
Well,
you fucked up big time."
That is fucked up, but also that's fucked up. Like when would a dude ever smack
just a random kid? Yes, you work there. This is your fucking job, and
that's a wild thing to do.
Hutch cannot help himself, and you can't blame him.
No, No, you got to. It's on site at that point.
Yeah, and I love all how he used the claw machine and the whack-a-mole and the fucking pinball machine and just fucking beat the shit out of him.
No, it was fun seeing him kick ass in an arcade and see the things he can do in an arcade.
Then you have this whole theme of his son kind of picking up some violent tendencies because of him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's kind of a hypocrite, telling him, look, you can't handle things this way. And he's like, are you crazy? You just fucking fucked everyone up. He's like, I like your way.
Right.
But then it ties it up at the end when he's talking to his dad and Harry, and they're all there, and they're like, weren't you ever worried about us? And he's like, you guys are an improvement on me. And he wants Brady to be improvement on him.
Mm-hmm.
And I also do like how the bully he messes with, they eventually become friends.
That was a cool twist, where
nice.
the bully and them actually team up and become friends. I did not see that coming, so I thought that was a fun little twist on what would have been a very cliche part of the movie.
He's like, we good, and they were good, and then the barber is like, it's so funny because it's just like Winston from at the Continental.
Oh, 100%, just copying that.
Where he's like, here's your next job. He knows things. He can help him. And then quickly. It kind of it moves really fast, and the sheriff has kidnapped Wyatt's son on Landina's command, and Wyatt joins forces with Hutch,
plus his dad, plus Rizza.
Oh, and his dad and Rizza. But that whole scene where he goes, it's hilarious. They're there with all the money, and Hutch is actually going there to de-escalate based on recommendations from the barber. I suggest you de-escalate. And he just walks into the fucking stash house, like, while they're doing a deal, notices everything, douses the money, threatens to light it, and then leaves, but then sees the kid, comes back.
Can't help himself.
And he fucks them up. I love this whole, the transitions here, because first, the car backs up, and you just see him go in the building. And you hear it. You see people running out, you see bullet holes, and then they do this cool kind of pan transition into the van where the kid is, and he's watching Hutch just fuck these people up. And then I love how I do kind of love how he shoots the bulb, and that causes the money to ignite. And there's chemicals, so she was working on like a chemical weapon.
I think it was for drugs. I'm not 100% sure what the chemicals were.
I don't know if it was like a bioweapon or what that was all kind of muddy. And blows up the whole thing. It's fantastic. And Landina, of course, is not happy. And she's going to come down there. So we get Stare and Stone dancing. That will be gifable and memeable, I'm sure. I'm surprised nobody has done that already. And then they rig up the amusement park with booby traps. That's always fun. It's always fun when they do the booby trap bit. The dog is there. Hutch frees the dog. The dog helps out. And then you get final climax at the carnival. There's a little cabin where they're hiding out, and the mom has some great moments because she's mad at him because he cannot help himself. But that second conversation, she's like, look, you protect us. Go fucking fix this shit.
Right.
You got us into it. And, they're talking about, she goes, I knew you were dangerous. You were covered in blood when we met. I knew what I was getting into. But she's also a really good shot somehow.
Yeah, well, I think he probably trained her. But
yeah.
This whole scene, it ties everything together because she was kind of pushing away this thing that he's into, which is kicking people's ass. And then by the end, she embraces it and tranks Sharon Stone in the eye.
Right in the eye as she throws a dagger.
Right.
Deflecting the dagger. That's great. But yeah, they set up the amusement park great in the beginning. You see the Hall of Mirrors, you see the rides, and then all in the water slide, and all this comes back as he rigs you have the scene in the Hall of Mirrors, the fucking boat ride coming down, knocking him off, the mine in the ball pit, fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of very clever traps. I mean, you got the gun on the water slide. I mean, you got all sorts of
the grenade on the hammer game.
Yep.
And somehow the dad just has a fucking Gatling gun set up.
Of course.
On top. Well, Wyatt had all those. He's like, I got all this old shit, and there's fucking mines and grenades and weapons. Hutch is using a fucking Tommy gun, which is like a from the 20s. So that whole sequence is fantastic as they attack him. And I love when the sheriff shows up and he's like, you're gonna come back, put your guns down, come with me. And he's like, what if we don't do that? He goes, all hell was gonna break loose. And then they're just like, yeah, we'll take that one. Can we have that one? Brady, this was an interesting moment when Brady, at the house, the cabin, Harry is there to protect, but one of the guys gets in, right? And Brady jumps on the guy, but then like has a moment of mercy and lets him go, which I don't know. I thought that was interesting.
Oh, I forgot that even happened.
Yeah. But Harry slicing the fucking gun and the top of the head and talking about the and then he goes, don't bring a machete to a fucking katana duel. It's the first principle. RZA's great. And I
forgot that RZA was even his brother.
Yes,
I don't remember that from the first movie.
I love Christopher Lloyd is also a lot of fun in this. Like everyone just seems to be having a good time.
Yeah, that's the vibe I get is even though this movie is very simple and silly, you can tell just by the energy of the performers and the action and the way it's directed that it's just they're not here to really, knock your socks off with something deep or anything. They're just trying to make a fun movie. It's a movie, well you're now of that age, but it's a movie that dads would love.
Yeah.
You throw this is what Bill Simmons his dad would call a 5 o'clocker, where you just get home after work and you throw this on and you have a good time.
No, and I love that they know that that's what they are, and they go for it.
And they don't spend a ton of money on it. They know that this is their niche, and they just lean into it. And I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think it gets a little out of hand towards the end with the storyline, but overall it's just such a fun movie, and it's only 90 minutes.
Yeah, it's so easy to watch. It is fun. It's a fun time, and it's I think the humor works great. So at the end, the dad just fucking blows up the whole amusement park. Wyatt didn't want it anyways. He's like, and there's a mention of like, sometimes you don't want what your dad has. And they cut back to the police station interrogation, and Becca is sitting next to them. And they're like, who the fuck are you guys? And again, just like the first movie, they get a call. The guy's like, okay, well, you're free to go. And the other lady's like, what the fuck? And then you see the ending is kind of cute. They're back at home. They're watching the slideshow. They have both of the dogs with them, the wolf dog and fucking Lindina's little pug dog.
Right.
They're both there, and they're showing slideshows of their vacation. Just charming. You know what they don't ever explain is that tattoo on his hand.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, in the first one, when he went into this place looking for questions, he holds up his hand, and this one guy notices the tattoo and instantly just goes behind a door and locks like all of it and looks through the window. Like he knew what that was. He goes, thank you for your service, and gets the fuck out of there. And this time it's a little more faded and they show it again. And I want to know, what was this crew in his auditing world? Why? What is this player
Maybe they'll
card?
make a third movie and address that for you.
Honestly, they could make a bunch of these, right? You could have them in different places. Just maybe don't have them burn money again. Don't have them get knocked out of a thing only to climb back up again. Just maybe come up with a little different things. But I would be down for this kind of, it's a fun little light franchise thing. I love the Mansell family. They're all in on it now. Kind of.
Yeah, I think if you do a third one, you expand it and have the whole family involved. I don't know if I necessarily need a third one, but I do appreciate for what they are. And they're not swinging for the fences. They know what their niche is, and they know their audience, and people like us are going to enjoy them.
You fucked with the wrong bitch. That's a line from Sharon Stone. That's kind of how this movie goes. Now, talking about Bob Odenkirk's physicality, I learned some very interesting things you may have remembered or not. Bob had a heart attack July 2021 while shooting Better Call Saul after making the first Nobody.
Okay.
He continued training with the stunt coordinator from Nobody. Since then, this whole time, he's like, first of all, that training probably saved his life because it made him a little bit stronger to survive the heart attack. And he went back to that guy, and he's been training with the stunt coordinator since then. Not even knowing there was going to be a second movie, but so that he can bring a little more physicality to the role. And a lot of these scenes, it's him, right? It's not a stunt double. It's clearly
I didn't
him.
know. Some of them are definitely a stunt double.
Some of the times when he's tossed, you don't see his head.
Right.
But a lot of the elevator scene and the boat scenes, like that's him. But this motherfucker had a heart attack. and came back and like it's amazing. Like
I love when you whisper.
He can do this. Like I forgot about that heart attack. I was like, holy shit. But his physicality is very impressive. I love that it's just this unassuming fucking dad. Several times in the movie, the guy's like, this is not just a tourist. And even Lindina is like, some dad on summer vacation with his family blew up my shit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole appeal of the franchise, right? Is that it's this guy that looks like a suburban dad that couldn't kick anyone's ass that's doing all this.
I'm sure he never thought he would ever be an action hero, but they've turned Bob Odenkirk into legitimate action hero. It's all right.
Yeah, it really is a modern miracle that this guy's now become, I wouldn't say these movies aren't giant movies, but he does have a little niche now that he's building as an action star.
I feel like let's do like a team up where you get Hutch Mansell with Bob McCall from Equalizer throwing the beekeeper.
I don't know. Well, yeah, and you can do all those, but the tones are so wildly different.
They have to take down John Wick. Hutch versus John Wick. I don't know who I'd give it to. Probably John Wick.
Yeah, probably Johnny Boy, but Bob would put up a fight.
Bob would give him a run for his money. So yeah, the physicality Odenkirk shows is great. Like he put in the work, you could see it. But at the end of the day, it's just a nice, fun little dad action movie to enjoy. Let's give this a rating, Anthony, and a ranking against the first one.
First one's better. I would say this one is a solid 7 out of 10. If they would have had a better villain, that wasn't so goofy, I would have went with 8. I think it loses the plot a little bit, but again, fun action movie. I don't know that you need to go out of your way to go see it, but if it's available in the movie theater, or if it comes on streaming and you like silly action movies, this one is one of the better ones you can watch.
I mean, I agree. I think if you like the first one, this one delivers what you expect from these movies. The first one is a little bit better. I'll give this a 7.5. But it's up there with the first one. For me, I just wish I would do another one, but just change it up a little bit. Better villain, and you got something fun here. But I enjoy Hutch. I enjoy the adventures of Hutch and the Mansell family. For sure. Wow. All right, let's do some news from the nation. Somebody got a fart
for news from the nation.
It's time for news from the nation.
It stinks. It stinks. It stinks.
There you go.
Well done. Ruggs would be proud. Right,
Lip?
Not funny.
We got some comments here first about Alien Earth, because a lot of our listeners are big Alien fans. We're big Alien fans. John Bellotti Jr. checking in. This is kind of fun turn of events. He says, watched episode 1. The acting is terrible. Capital letters. It looks like a TV show when we know these streamers can do cinema quality work, which is what this show needs. Aside from that, it caught my interest enough to watch the next few episodes. For the record, aside from Aliens, I can't stand this universe. It just sucks in so many ways. Not Star Wars level of suck. It's just like, how many times can they fuck this up? At least Prey course-corrected the Predator universe. The Alien universe always defaults to the Ridley Scott aesthetic instead of the Cameron aesthetic. And I want to punch these studio decision makers who okay this shit. So he put that and then followed up that with this comment. So after watching episode 2 and listening to an interview with the showrunner Noah Hawley, I'm enjoying the show. I still have some issues with it, but overall, I'm digging it.
Oh,
wow. He goes from just shitting all over the show to immediately going, I'm digging it.
I mean, the acting is not great. I didn't think it was terrible. And I love this world. I love Ridley Scott's version. I like James Cameron, what he added. I don't know where he's coming from. Prey, they're kind of doing what Prey did, is trying to course correct something.
I will agree, though. I mean, the Alien franchise overall has had some really high highs, but some really low lows. So I can see why he'd be, frustrated.
But I don't mind that it looks like the first Alien movie. Like, I think that it's, I like that.
Well, that's a good aesthetic.
I like that aesthetic. Scott Beck checking in. This is a fun story he has. He goes, me and my brother Kevin Beck went and saw this last week in Chicago at a Regal Theater for a private screening. Free ticket, popcorn, drink, and poster. It was pretty cool to see it on the big screen. It looked incredible, and the crowd seemed to dig it. Packed theater, never been in a movie where security was watching you throughout the entire show. There was a big disclaimer explaining how phones aren't allowed to be used. The security guard kept walking up and down the stairs to check on everyone, and the fucking guy literally was jingling his fucking keys while we're all trying to watch. I almost got up to tell him to stop fidgeting with his keys and tickle his balls instead like a normal man. Overall, I think this show introduced a lot of very interesting ideas, and I'm curious where it's going to go. Love the xenomorph, the hybrid girl, the cyborg, the CGI, and the phallic shot of the xenomorph head coming into frame in the window of the door that the cyborg was sitting in. Looking forward to episode 2 tonight. Oh, they just showed the first one? No, they first watched the first 2 episodes. So, split, but people seem to dig this show. Like we said, the ratings are high. I think it will be fun. Okay, Nobody 2 comments. Scott Swangorm from Mostly Superheroes said, saw this a few days ago. Great time. A bit more cheesy than the first, but still really good. Jamie Robinson, Mr. Throwback Thursday, said, I fucking loved it.
It's
a good time. It's a good time from start to finish. And the RZA is back. This movie flew by. It seemed like it was 40 minutes long. Fight scene after fight scene. I kept wanting more. My only negative is when everybody and their mom started throwing out one-liners like they were trying to find their own catchphrase. Yeah, I guess that happened a little bit at the end. But yeah, that's what we got from the listeners. Anthony, you posted some Patreon things. Let's do What Are We Watching? What'd you check out this week?
Yeah, I went to the Music Box Theater. Have you been there, Imran, in Chicago?
I went once, long time ago. I think I saw Rocky Horror Picture Show there, like a midnight showing where it's all interactive and they throw shit at you.
Yeah, they do that. Well, not at you, at the screen.
At the screen or on you, there's rice and water and stuff you get.
Yeah.
But I have not been there in many years.
Yeah, it's an old movie theater for those in Chicago. It's like a theater built 100 years ago. They show old movies. They show repertory films, independent films, art house films, and they'll show occasional mainstream stuff as like if it's an older movie. And they were doing a 70 millimeter series, Dunkirk. Ooh. Haven't been to Music Box. Haven't seen a 70 millimeter film. Have never seen Dunkirk, so I knocked out all 3 at one time.
Nice.
The experience, I was late, so I showed up right when the movie was about to start because it took longer than I would. So I didn't get the full Music Box experience. Luckily, I had some coworkers that saved me some seats. Very old theater. Like,
it's a beautiful theater.
It's old. It's beautiful, but it doesn't have the modern amenities or anything like that. 700 people. It was pretty packed.
Oh, wow.
For Dunkirk. 70 millimeter. First time seeing that.
What is that like? It's really big.
It's not that it's big.
Wide.
It's just the screen. Yeah, it's wide, but it's also just the colors and everything's a little more crisp. Like everything's a little more colorful or a little brighter than it would be in like digital.
That's like the biggest piece of film I think you can use. Is
right. The only thing that's better than 70 millimeters if you see 70 millimeter IMAX.
Oh, right.
But overall, I mean, Dunkirk, I've never seen it. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have seen it. Yes.
I was kind of
It's a weird one,
to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those movies where I probably would like it and appreciate it more if I saw it a second time.
Yeah.
But seeing it the first time and not knowing what I was walking into, I was really thrown off by how the plot is structured and also the fact that it's really more of just you being immersed in these scenes rather than like following a specific character or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then the audio annoyed me too, because again, he has this big sweeping score, but then when the characters are talking and they're all talking with English accents, I couldn't fucking understand what they were saying.
There's not a lot of dialogue though.
No, not a lot of dialogue. But I think it's a really ambitious and like really well made film that I think I'd probably, like I said, if I see it again, I'd probably give it a higher score. But my initial thought was like, it's okay. I like it. I like it better than Tenet, but it wasn't. I'm pretty hot and cold on Nolan. Either I really like his films or I'm like,
because it drops.
This one was a little bit. I think this one's very much like amongst all the fans, cinephiles, and all that, like very well received. I just didn't like it as much.
Well, it's like an important historical thing that happened that no one really knew about because it was
it's in English.
Yeah, it's like the British D-Day or whatever.
Well, yeah, they were trapped on Dunkirk in I think France, and they had to get their army off.
And then like people with boats came and helped them and shit, right?
Right. they didn't want to sacrifice their boats, the English Navy boats, so they called upon the citizens with their boats to go over. And
doesn't it just like drop you right into the thing and you go and you don't?
Oh yeah, you're dropped right into it. But the one of the ways he tells the story is it's told from 3 different perspectives. So it's in the air, on the land, and in the water.
Yeah,
but they're all differing timelines. So like the land stuff, I believe, takes place over a week. Maybe it's a week or maybe a few days. I'm not sure. And then the air stuff is over, or the land stuff, the sea stuff happens over a day. And then the air stuff is over an hour, but it's all interspersed and cut together. So you're like,
he's playing with time like he likes to do.
Exactly.
And the fact that it's so short is also kind of crazy for a Nolan movie.
That was one of the appeals. I actually was a little bit tired, and I went, "Fuck, I'm going to see a fucking 2.5 hour Nolan movie."
Yeah,
I bought it weeks ago, long time in advance, and then I saw there was only an hour 40 minutes. I was like, "Oh shit!"
So it is a Nolan movie where you don't have to really think much, unlike some of them where he makes you really think.
The only thing you have to think about or wrap your head around is the way he tells a story with it being non-linear.
Right, when stuff is happening.
Right.
Have you ever seen
all the stories intersect at some point?
Have you seen Interstellar?
No.
I'd be curious what you think about that. You might not like it though, but that one's also pretty divisive amongst. Nolan's sometimes he's weird.
This one, it's not that it's weird. It's just it's a different film, right? Like you're not following. You don't really get to know any of the characters because there's so little dialogue. The movie's really more about like a lot of war movies that you sit down and the characters are like, oh, my family's back home, blah, 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 and all that shit. So you get to learn about them.
Yeah.
This isn't anything like that. It's just you being in Dunkirk with 3 different perspectives and seeing how they are interacting with the situation that they're in.
It has some classic shots though, right? Like that part where they're all on the boat and then one guy looks and then everybody starts looking and it's tense and you're like, oh, fuck, these people are going to
There's scenes in there where you're just like, holy shit, like how did he film this?
Yeah. Explosions.
This is super tense. I mean, the one scene where they're all on the beach or on the what they call the mole, which is like a deck.
Right.
I think that's what they call it, a mole.
Yeah.
And then you see the German bomb flyer jets or German planes coming over and you just see the bombs slowly creeping up on one of the characters you're following. You're like, holy shit, that's fucking tense.
Yeah. But he does the same thing like he does in Tenet. It's like you don't really know the character. I mean, in that Tenet, he didn't even have a name. You didn't really know anything about him. Sometimes his characters suffer for like cool shots and cool scenes.
Yeah, he's more obsessed in this one with like amazing cinematography and music carrying the film and the situation. Like you're in the middle of a war.
All right. Well, you went from a Nolan movie to another.
Yeah.
Fantastic director that I love.
I went to the latest Spike Lee joint, which is having a limited release. This one was at the Alamo. It's called Highest to Lowest. Spike Lee, lead actor Denzel Washington. They worked a ton together, and it's a reimagining of a Akira Kurosawa film called High and Low. And I saw it at my local Alamo. It's only going to be out, I believe, for 2-3 weeks, and then it'll be on Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus, so you can catch it pretty quickly here.
Yeah.
This movie's crap.
See, what I heard it wasn't that great.
I didn't like it,
but it sounds like I heard your Patreon review, and it sounds like it's a very Spike Lee movie, and sometimes his Spike Lee-isms they're an acquired taste, just like Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen a ton of Spike Lee movies. I've seen a couple I liked, some I didn't. I don't know about this one. This one's gotten some pretty good reviews online. If you look up the Rotten Tomatoes or Letterboxd, it's not like being shit on or by any means, but golly, are you familiar with the High and Low story?
No, I know that's like that. The Akira Kurosawa was based on a book,
right?
What is the story?
Yeah, so in this one, it's basically Denzel Washington's this music mogul.
Yeah,
and he's trying to buy control over his by controlling stake of his music company.
Okay.
And while that's happening, his son gets captured for ransom.
Okay.
But the person that captures his son, played by A$AP Rocky, captures the wrong person. So he captures his driver's son.
Oh shit.
And now Denzel Washington's dealing with like the inner turmoil of having to like pay all the money that he was going to use to buy back his company, or buy controlling interest in his company, to get back this kid that mistakenly was captured because of him.
Oh, it's his fault.
Yeah.
How is Denzel though?
Denzel's Denzel, right? So Denzel is fine, like good. Anytime Denzel's on screen, I'm like, Denzel is entertaining to watch. The problem is the material is not great. The acting outside of Denzel is really bad. I mean, there's a scene where they show the Denzel and his wife, whatever actress is, and her reaction to her son getting captured is so like nonchalant. There's a lot of like weird musical cues. It's like these like Hallmark type made for TV musical cues that don't
jazz. It's not jazz music.
No, it's not jazz. It's just it's weird. But then they get into the hip hop later. But you would have thought with like it being about a music mogul, they would have had a better soundtrack. But I thought the soundtrack like severely detracts from the film. The other problem is Denzel. But there's a scene. I mean, he's like 70 years old.
Yeah.
And there's a scene where he's like, it becomes almost like a neo-noir crime thriller.
Yeah.
And he's chasing ASAP Rocky, and he's keeping up with him. And it's like, there's no way that this guy could ever catch ASAP Rocky. Like, he's 70 years old.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's written for someone that probably should have been a little bit younger. But yeah, it's not a complete shit.
Yeah.
But I did not like this film. I thought this was very disappointing.
Man, has Spike lost his mojo? I mean, that's the thing.
Well, the latest one he did was Defy Bloods. I thought that was all right.
That was pretty good. I mean, I think Do the Right Thing, Malcolm X are like my favorite Spike Lee movies, and I don't think he'll ever top Do the Right Thing. Of course,
yeah, Do the Right Thing's awesome. I mean, it was weird that this movie was limited release Denzel.
Yeah.
And barely any pub. Like if you look up all the movies that Denzel has done that were crime thrillers, they always make money. They always make over 100 million. So curious about that. I mean, I think maybe Apple TV Plus invested some and wanted it to go on their streaming, but I also thought maybe they thought they just had a bad film and they didn't want to.
Possibly this Apple TV movie. I will check it out when it hits.
Yeah, I'm curious
Apple
what
TV.
you think if you end up seeing it on Apple TV. Because I was like, wow, this movie, more than halfway through, I went, holy shit, this is horrible.
Sometimes, I mean, sometimes like he plays music like the whole time in a movie, like he does that in Mo Better Blues, but it's part of the story. So the
music is weird. I mean, it's just like I don't know what he was going for, but it like doesn't fit. A lot of times the music is playing, it doesn't fit what's happening on screen. It's very odd.
Does he do that classic Spike Lee shot where like the camera is fixed and Denzel is there and it looks like he's floating and it's moving?
Yeah, he
forward?
does it about 3 times.
3 times. He does that.
Yeah,
in
he does
movie.
it once. Yeah, they prior to the movie they did a little bit from the Alamo of like Spike Lee-isms, and that was one of the things that they talked about. Is the camera.
Yeah, he does the same thing in Malcolm X with Denzel Washington. Same, but he does it in every movie, and it's one of his. It's like a signature.
One of his things. Yeah,
it's a signature thing.
He does it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it really works when he does it in this movie.
Yeah,
but it's tonally the movie's all over. I don't know. If you watch it, I'm curious.
Man, because I love Spike. I love Spike's kind of sensibilities, but. He's, sometimes directors don't got what they used to have, and it happens.
Yeah. What'd you watch? You watched 25 things.
I watched a couple of things. I'm only going to talk about 2 random things I watched. Did you ever watch King of the Hill back in the day?
Yeah, well, a little bit here and there. I wouldn't say I was watching full episodes all the time, but I'm familiar and I watched a little bit. I always thought it was funny.
Yeah, it's funny, right? Yeah, Mike Judge did Beavis and Butthead, did King of the Hill. They just put out a new season 14, after being off air for like, I don't know, 10, 15 years. And it came out on Hulu, and it's actually pretty good. It felt like returning, like a family reunion. Very comforting, very charming, funny. Still has all of kind of the aesthetics the original had, except everyone's age. So Hank and Peggy are retired now. Bobby is like 21 years old and has the weirdest profession. I did not expect this is where Bobby Hill would end up. He opened a restaurant. He's a chef. This restaurant is a Japanese, German, Texas fusion restaurant called Robota Chain. And he's like a chef. And I was like, that is interesting. The Hank, the thing that's great is, and then they all go back to the alley hanging out. But when the show aired, Hank was like Texas blue blood American person. And he comes back. They've been living in Saudi Arabia. because he had a job there, and they come back to Texas, and now it's like mega Texas, and there's more conspiracy theories that Dale can get into, and he's got to figure out what to do in retirement because he can't just do nothing. He mentions he's like, I'm gonna go rotate the wheels on my lawnmower. Just silly shit like that. He's like, I can't sit around and do nothing. What am I, a Kardashian? There's some funny shit, some good stories. I really liked it. I was like, oh my God, it was just so welcoming and familiar. I forgot how good the show is. So if you like King of the Hill, it's very good, and it's just fun to see everyone grow up, catch up with them. And then the other thing I'm going to mention, I got sucked into this Japanese reality survivor game show called Final Draft. It takes there are 25 retired athletes from Japan from all disciplines, and it's a little bit American Ninja Warrior, it's a little bit Squid Game, it's a little bit Beast Wars. Puts them through challenges. There's a prize money on the line. A lot of it are very physical challenges. It was like 8 episodes. It just fucking sucked me in because I love Physical 100 and Beast Wars. It was a good time.
Okay.
Yeah. And of course, when the guy wins, they're all polite. I believe he apologizes for winning at the end because you know how Japanese people are very polite. But yeah, it's men and women in the beginning, and they got to, climb up a mountain. I will tell you, they had this one challenge. There's a circular platform with sloping down slides all around. And what this is, it's an incline crunch game. So you put your feet in these locked things, and you're lying back, not flat, more than flat, because the slide goes down. And there's a button, and basically every 5 seconds they got to do a crunch, hit the button with their head before the next beep to continue. And so as it goes on, people drop out in the worst, stupidest ways in the beginning. They forget to hit the button, and then they just fall. But dude, the guy who made it to the end, he did like 580 crunches, unbroken. I was like,
sounds painful.
Holy shit, this guy's a fucking beast. He kept going for 580 rounds of fucking incline crunches, more than 90 degrees, and it made my abs hurt watching it. So this fun.
That I can. My abs are already cramping up thinking of that.
So yeah, there's fun stuff like that. Like there's a giant medicine ball. They got to push it. Tug of war. A little Ninja Warrior, of course. I don't know why. I had other things to watch. I'm trying to finish Sandman season 2, Wednesday season 2. Star Trek Strange New Worlds has a new season. It's great.
Oh my God.
Started Twisted Metal season 2. I haven't got back to that. And
the amount of time you have on your hands is
instead
amazing.
of finishing all those, I was like, oh, what's this Final Draft? Let me watch this whole thing like an idiot. Anyways, it was fun. Check it out on Netflix if you like Physical 100. All right. This week's mission, Anthony, we got next week, Peacemaker season 2 will be premiering.
Oh.
August 21st. On Rotten Tomatoes right now, it is at 97%. And they just put out this Red Band trailer I had you watch. Are you excited for this? What did you think after this trailer?
I would not say I'm excited.
You're not?
For this. No, I'm like,
here we go.
I think it'll be good, but am I like over the moon about this? Nah, not really.
I feel like this.
I know it'll be good, but I'm TV shows. I'll just say this: I'm very whenever I think about watching a TV show, I get exhausted even before I get to think about.
I mean, it's only going to be probably 8 episodes, but that first season was fantastic. Come on, how great was it? Funny. I love Vigilante. I loved all the side characters, the wackiness. I feel like this is where James Gunn can really be his full James Gunn self, and his shit works better on an R-rated, violent body TV show than maybe.
What did you say? Body?
Body raunchy. I was trying to think of the word. Just fucking wrong and dick jokes and violence.
No, it'll be good. I know it'll be good, and I usually like James Gunn stuff. I just, like I said, I just get tired thinking about TV
I think it works better here than maybe on a Superman movie, even where he can't be fully indulge in his
the
things.
Peacemaker leans more into his sensibilities than like a Superman, in my opinion.
And this is like it's connecting right into the Superman movie. This is his new universe. Frank Grillo mentions Lex Luthor. There's a portal. There's a fucking alien. That's kind of hilarious. Who John thinks is a dick, or Chris Peacemaker. Lots of fun, wacky shit. I'm expecting some big cameos.
You're expecting big cameos.
Yeah,
Wow.
because James Gunn said there's one really, really, really big cameo.
Okay.
So I think that's either it's got to be Corn Sweat as Superman or Millie Alcock as Supergirl or maybe even a Jason Momoa as Lobo. Because we know Isabella Merced's going to be in this. Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner's in this. His brother is in it as Maxwell Lord. And I think, I don't know, we might see somebody popping up. He's starting to build this universe. I'm looking forward. I think it's going to be really funny and just fucking crazy. Eagly was great. I love Vigilante. Vigilante's like the best character.
I'm sure it'll be good. Like I said, I just once I get into it, then I'll be like, okay, this is fine.
Well, we'll discuss the first episode next week and see how that pans out.
All right.
That's it for this week. Anthony, where are you going to be?
I will be in, like I said earlier, I'll be in Austin, Texas, and then I don't know if I'm catching any new movies this week.
There's nothing really coming out.
There's the movie Honey Don't, but I already saw that it's getting some bad reviews, so I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to see that one.
Yeah, that's one of the Coen brothers. So they recently split up and been making movies individually, and none of those movies have been really good.
Right.
I think they need to go back together and make a movie, but you got Margaret Qualley and lots of other people in that. But yeah, nothing really big. That Neja 2 English dub comes out this week. I wonder how many people.
Oh, does it?
Yeah. I keep hearing really good things about that movie too. I'm really curious. But we will be watching Peacemaker. You can also join us on our Discord hangout. If you are a Patreon member, sign up. Don't forget about that. All this stuff you can find on our website, jockandnerd.com. How to connect, how to support, share the show, listener. That's the easiest and best thing you can do. Thank you for listening to the Jock and Nerd podcast. My name is Imran.
My name's Anthony.
He's the Jock.
He's the Nerd.
We'll peep you next time.
I really don't give a shit.
He doesn't.
Get the fuck out of here.
Fucking fantastic.
Thing I offered you a chance to be a cop, and you blew it!
Jock and Nerd.